Why do they always wait until the end of the episode to bring Crazy Gary on the scene? Greetings, Royal Family. I know I am mad late. This is episode 8 of season 2's review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. I was thinking of consolidating episode 8 and 9, but I didn't want to torture you with a long video. So let's get straight into it. Again, this is episode 8. Be sure to be on the lookout for episode 9 and 10. I'm working overtime tonight. All right. So this episode opens up with Danny's situation. So Rodeo and the bartender man, they're both standing there looking at each other. Bartender boy is still in the nude. Rodeo, he walks out. Then Danny tells bartender boy to leave. Remember, this is the bartender boy that she met at the bar, the gay club that they were at. So in walks Zach into Danny's apartment, who offers to take Danny to work. He's showing off because, you know, he has the truck to drive. Remember, Fatima gave him the keys to the whip. But he's also looking for Danny. He's looking out for Danny, I should say, by offering her a ride to work. You know, he feels like it's the least that he could do. You know, he was staying at Danny's place. Danny was helping him out when Karen put Zach out when they were together. So they're in the truck, and Danny wants to know how Zach got the truck. So you know that their interactions, Zach and Danny, is long and drawn out. It's just repetitive. Oh, what you talking about, Danny? What you talking about, Zach? What you talking about, Danny? Danny. You know, for a good 3 minutes too long, right? So Zach's life is lit, you know what I'm saying? So he's all positive and he's in a good space, and Danny is still in a funk because Rodeo, who ignored her for days, recycle storyline, walked out when he saw that she had another man in the apartment, right? So she's all, you know, and Zach is all like, you know, the moon, the stars, and real positive. So Fatima calls Zach, right, saying that she had a good time last night, and Danny takes his phone, and she sees Fatima's name in the phone. Now, this is where the annoying back and forth, you know, between the two of them take place. Just repetitive dialogue. Anyway, he then calls Fatima back, and Danny, she continues yelling in the background, wanting to know who that is. Fatima is unfazed, and she says that she's a secure woman. Something about that Fatima. I got my good eye on her. Anyway, we shift gears to Andy the idiot. She shows up to her job. I thought she didn't have a job, but whatever. Anyway, so Fatima preps her, you know, before she walks into the meeting with the head of the law firm. And basically, Bellamy got fired because the info that Andy said she had checked out, right? Oh, everything always works out in Andy's favor. Ugh. So he tells Andy, the big boss, he tells Andy that she's a stellar attorney and she's brought a lot of business to the law firm. I'm like, give me a freaking break. Gosh, anyway, so he said he doesn't want her to sue them, basically. He offers her a $1.7 million settlement and a recommendation for her to, you know, go elsewhere. She wants $2 million, and she says that she wants to continue working at the firm. She also wants Bellamy's job. Now, she did request a raise and a promotion for Fatima, and I said that's the least she can do after being a total beep to Fatima, who's been doing nothing but looking out for her. Or is she? We got to watch that Fatima. Anyway, the boss man said that he ain't giving her $2 million. They settle on $1.2 million. She gets her apartment back plus a job as a partner. Everything just works out so splendid for Andy the idiot, huh? Anyway, moving on to Karen. She gets a new client, and this is a woman of the cloth. Karen was cussing in front of her, and then she finds out that, you know, she's the first lady of a church. That's pretty much that. Simple Sabrina. She and Maurice, they're at work. Sabrina, as usual, is bummed out because of what Danny told her about Calvin being on that stuff. Okay, that's the rumor that's circulating. Now, Maurice ain't buying it because of the source. The bartender boy is the one that told Danny that Calvin allegedly is on that stuff. So Maurice is like, nah. He said he's never seen, you know, Calvin do any of the sort. Maurice reveals that Calvin wants to move in with him. Remember when Calvin was asking Maurice, hey, you got an extra room? I don't have any money. I want to move in with you. So Maurice tells Sabrina this. And Sabrina says that she's just going to ask Calvin herself, which we all know that she's not going to do. Simple Sabrina is simple. Shifting gears back to Andy the idiot, Fatima, she wants to know, what happened in the meeting, and Andy tells her to meet her down at the bar because she wants to share the good news with all her girls. So Fatima, she's excited that Andy considers her, one of the girls. So Fatima feels like, yes, I'm in the in crowd. I do like the fact that Andy looked out for Fatima, Fatima says, I have a date. Andy's like, bring him. Fatima agrees. Now, remember, she's dating Zach. So I don't even know if that's a good idea. So my prediction is, Fatima and Karen meet. Danny may be the one to spill the beans, being that she heard Fatima's voice when she was on the phone with Zach and Danny was in the car. There may be some sort of static, and Andy may try to fire or demote Fatima. Then Fatima seeks revenge and tries to take Andy down. Now that would be interesting. That's my prediction. So far, that's not coming to pass because I've seen episode 9 and 10 at this point that you're listening to this video. Back to Karen. So her church lady client invited her to church, and Karen calls Andy, who says that she will tell her what went down at the meeting tonight with the girls, the girls' night out. Now, did y'all peep when Karen asked if she can bring Aaron? Andy said she'll think about it. Ew. So Andy's on her high horse because she got Bellamy's job and she's a partner, and God, I can't stand the way Tyler writes her character. I really can't. Anyway, Karen thinks that the church lady client is living foul, because she has a nice wedding ring and designer shoes. She's talking about the lady, and First Lady comes back because she conveniently left her phone in the salon. So First Lady asks to speak to Karen outside, and she basically heard what Karen said. So First Lady says she and her husband have a mega church, blah, blah, blah. She invited Karen to her church. She was explaining herself too much for me, and I think that she left her phone in that salon on purpose, okay? Who the heck is her husband? Wouldn't it be crazy if Aaron is her husband? I know that sounds absolutely crazy. That would be an exciting plot twist, better than what's going on right now. Anyway, so back to Danny the Desperate. She's at work. Leaving Rodeo a voicemail. She's sweating him, begging him to call her back. Does he have another job in real life? Because his attendance is very poor. We've seen this in season 1. He goes away. Danny's begging him to come back, and then he comes back. Zach and Danny and their usual annoying banter. I skipped that scene. Simple Sabrina. There's a new hire, Jacoby. He's doing well. Maurice is acting jealous, and Sabrina is smitten at how, well Jacoby is doing. So Jacoby tried to be nice to Maurice, and Maurice was just nasty and rude. I noticed prior to, in the beginning of this scene when they were at the bank, a woman tried to enter the bank, and Sabrina told her, hey, we're closed, and she flipped Sabrina the bird and walked off. So I'm wondering if she's going to come back around. Is she somebody connected to, I don't know, Jacoby or Calvin? Is she crazy? Who knows? So Sabrina, she has to go meet the girls, so she leaves Maurice alone in the bank. And this is when the music starts to get weird, and it lets me know that some ish is about to go down, right? So always listen for the music. This episode was a hot mess. So Andy, that's why I was in no rush to do this review, but I'm better late than never. Okay. The lawyer man, right? Back to Andy. So the lawyer man that was helping her, Hayden, that's his name, right? He also works at the the law firm, and he comes in to let her know that she can return to her apartment. He was impressed by her life. He had a chance to look at some of the files that the FBI had on her. He also told her to be careful because Crazy Gary done got bail. So now Andy is shook. You know what I mean? And lawyer man said that an officer overheard Gary saying some things. So Gary basically coming for his money, and he said he knew Andy was out with some dude at the bar because remember, Gary's lawyer friend, his frat brother or whatever, was trailing Andy. And when Gary was still in jail, I think it was the previous episode, he told Gary, look, she left with some guy. I couldn't get to follow them any further, yada, yada. So the lawyer man asked if that was true. Now, why would he want to know if that was true or not? If Andy left the club with some guy. That's a very odd line of questioning from a co-worker doing a favor, right? This is Fatima's boy that was helping out Andy. Everybody's weird. Now, remember, like I said, yes, this is Fatima's boy. Anywho, in true Andy fashion, she gets nasty with him and then she storms out of her office. Now, again, like I said, why do they always wait until the end of the episode to make Crazy Gary pop up? I think he's the most interesting character. I don't know. He has great range with his acting, maybe, crazy. I like crazy sometimes. So as Andy is walking to her car, Crazy Gary pops up and he tells Andy, get in the car. He said he don't want to hear no hi. She's like, oh, hi, Gary. He don't want to hear no hi, Gary. He want to know what is going on. All I have to say is run Gary his money, clown. So that's where the episode ends. I'm going to end this video. Make sure you go on to the next video. Like I said, I didn't want it to be too lengthy. So episode 9 of season 2 is next. See you in the next video. Peace.